tips, and today we'll be talking on trend line. So the first thing you will get on your chart, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify the kind of market. Which kind of market are you trading? Is it a downtrend? Is it an uptrend? Is it a chopping market, or is it a ranging market? Now when you spot the market, you have an uptrend which is made up of higher highs and higher low, or a downtrend which is made up of lower highs and lower low. So I get on your chart, you spot the market and you see the kind of market. If it is a trending market, then you should expect a kind of higher highs and higher low. And if it is a ranging market, it bounces between support and resistance. So for a trending market or for trend line works best on a trending market, be it an uptrend or a downtrend. Why? On a ranging market, the trend line may not apply. I say it may not apply because if you want to get what we call inner trend lines, then it may still work. So if you get my chart, the first thing you do is you spot the kind of move. This is an uptrend which is made up of higher highs and higher low. So it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. That is how it keeps going. Now if you spot the move, I say okay, this is an uptrend because you can spot a higher high and higher low. You see here clearly, this is a high, this is another high, this is another high, then this is a low, this is a low, this is another low. Now if you spot it, I say this is an uptrend because it constitutes a higher high and higher low. Then a trend line is a line that is drawn at least two highs and two lows. So it is a channel in which price moves. So you can draw a line that links this point down, and you can draw another line that links this point up. So I draw the line, links this one up, then it links this one down, it forms a trend line. So price will always move within that channel. Now that said, let's get on our chart and try to identify. So this is an uptrend, and you can do that on an uptrend. Now if you get on this chart, you will see, let me just erase this. If you get on this chart, you will see this is actually an uptrend. So this move started here, it went up. See, this is a move up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up to this point. And at this point, this is a structure, so this thing break on this structure, and this is what we call change of character because it break, and this is the beginning of a downtrend. So we had the break, then you know this is the beginning of a downtrend, and it has to go back up and touch that coach level. When it touches the coach level, then it goes back down. So at this point, it forms the high, then here it forms a low, here it forms a high. So when it forms a low, high, low, then you know this is a downtrend. So you can actually trade this move. This is another one, and this is another one, then this is another one. So you have a high, you have a high, you have a high, then you have a low, you have a low, you have a low. So you can draw a trend line at this point. Now when you go to this level, you also form another course, change of character at this point, because it was supposed to get up to this point and forms a kind of downward move. But what happened? We had a break, and after the break, it continued going up. So that is it. Now let's try to draw the lines. It is very important to know how to draw these lines. Very, very important. So what you do is you just grab the tool. This is a trend line. Then you draw a line. And you see the way I draw. There's a technique in drawing lines. If you draw the line and it cuts across the wicks of those candles, you know if you switch to the lower time frame, it will still cut across those candles, and you see what we call false signal. Because when you have a break on a structure, be it a support, a resistance, or a trend line, you have a way that you trade it. That is what we call breakout. You can trade the breakout, you can trade the reversal. So if you draw the line wrongly, then you trade everything as break. Now this is a point, and this is another level. So this is a perfect trend line. I mean really perfect. I like drawing the line so that it touches. I don't draw the line so that it cuts across the points. So this is a trend line. I see how valid it is. When the line gets up to this point, then it has to get back down. When it gets down to this point, then it has to buy up to this next level. So in essence, you sell up and you buy down, as simple as that. So you buy down, your target should be up here, and when you sell up, your target should be down. This is trend line class. This is trend line course. It is not the complete training. So don't just buy and sell, keep buying and selling because you have spotted a trend line, because at this point you lost a trade. So it's really important. Now that is it for the down trend. So we have a clear downward move, and you can draw the trend line that links those points. Now the next thing is, if you spot an upward move, everything is here. If you spot an upward move here, then how do you draw the trend line? This is the 30-minute chart. I'm just trying to draw. This is a 30-minute chart, and on this 30-minute chart you see you can draw a trend line here. So the first thing you do is this one. This is a downward move, so spot the lows. Then here, when you go to this point, this is a break of structure and change of character. So this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a low. So what are we expecting? Expect another. This is a low, and we are expecting another high. Now if you look at this low carefully, you see it is not a change of character. Why? The reason is simple. If you look here, this is the level, this is the previous low, and this move actually ended. Look at the body of the candle is somehow far up, so it is not change of character. Because if this thing got down to this point, it breaks through before it will be change of character, then we are expecting weakness at this point, then it sells down. But that did not happen, so it is not change of character. So you can spot a high and low here. So if you spot the high and low, then it's simple. You can just grab your tool, then you draw the line. Now if you grab your tool, you draw the line here. So you grab your tool, you draw the line, and this is the line. So this is a line, and you can get another one up. So get another line up. I prefer this. So get these two lines. Now we get these two lines. This is actually a trend line. You can pull this one down. Pull this one down. Now this is a trend line, and you see how perfect it is. So when the last candle gets down to this point, it has to buy up. When it gets up to this point, it has to sell down. Now I'll say on a downtrend, look for sell opportunity. On an uptrend, look for buy opportunities. So at this point, when it buys up to this level, then what do? You wait, it gets down to this point before you buy up. If you buy up and it gets down up to this point, I decide to sell. Then if you sell, this is what may happen to you. Look at what happens here. So if you say at this point, goes down a little and finally goes up and you lost the trade. If you sell here, then maybe your stop loss will be up here. If your stop loss is up here, then you lost this trade. The same thing with this one, is still here and may get back up to this point. You may get to this point to form what we call a pattern. So it is really important for you to buy low, buy at this point and wait for it to get up. If it is a downtrend, then you sell up and let it go down. So that is how you draw trend lines. It's really important. This thing is somehow technical, but you need to know how to draw it. Now there is what we call confluence. So let's combine your support, your resistance, and your trend line. You will combine your support, your resistance, and your trend line. What kind of opportunity do we see, or are we going to see? Now if you get here, you see this is, you can just mark the levels. So you do what you first, you draw your support, your resistance. This is one, that's another one here, and let me see, you can get another one here. I think this is one, so this is another one,